Exercise 3. Conducting a Scrum project. Product owner and Scrum Master have a non-team role in Agile approach. Product owner is completely external subject. He just declares his wills about the project. The Scrum Master supports team members with his advice and he solves the organizational problems between team members. The absence of the leader in teams gives freedom in their work. This also makes Agile process more efficient compared to the conventional methods. The role of the product owner is to maximize the value of the product and to maximize the work of the developing team. He is mainly the connection between the company, the market, and the team, so he is not part of the team. He will communicate with the team only before the start of the sprint throughout the product backlog, a document with inside the requirements of the product and the prioritization of them. He will analyze the product at the end of the sprint and he will decide if the team is going in the right direction. They need to change something, or he will end the product. To guide efficaciously of the development of the product, he needs to have a deep knowledge of the final customer. He needs also to know how to manage the stakeholders, have a vision of the final product, and last but not least, to be able to describe the product to the team. In our project, he will be the owner of the YouTube channel. The product owner will hire an expert in the Scrum to take the role of the Scrum Master in this project. The external person will be responsible for ensuring the team these Agile values and principles and follow the process and practice that the team agreed they would use. His main responsibilities concerning this project will be facilitate his team for better creativity and try to improve the efficiency of the development team, ensuring a good relationship between the team and the product owner, as well as others outside the team, enabling close operation, implement changes and steps to increase the team's productivity, protecting the team from outside interruption and distractions, organization and facilitating the sprint planning meeting, and also leading the coaching Scrum adoption. The first team member is the video maker, who is mainly responsible for the edit of the video. One of his main responsibilities is to make the video ready for test run. He also determines the video and sound editing program. He tries to increase the effectiveness of the video's quality. He should be an expert on edit programs like Photoshop, and he should have a powerful imagination. He also adjusts the length of the video depending on the will of the product owner. Then there is the cameraman. He is responsible for shooting all the scenes of the project. He is also responsible for choosing the right equipment of the work. He will meet every day the team to get to know when and where the scene will take place, mainly because his work is really dependent by the others' work. He is an important player in the team because without him the production cannot go forward. The script writer will be in charge of writing all the script for the different scenes as well as the narration. In this specific project, he will also be the one creating the content of the story. Moreover, given the sensitive topic of the short movie, he will also need to do research about depression to avoid criticisms. He will also be expected to meet the actress in the order to explain how he wants the character to be protected, giving particular instruction if necessary. His main tasks are making the story, writing the script, making the research about depression, and looking for slang used between teenagers. The actress will be in charge of portraying a character in a performance. In this short, specific movie, she will be a 16-year-old teenager who suffered depression and who is thinking about committing suicide. She will be the only one actress in the whole movie, so she will be the leading actress. Our last team member is the marketing expert. He copes with lots of work. Firstly, he designed the expensive under budget restriction that is determined by the product owner. His main tasks are scheduling the process efficiently, advertising the video, and so on. He is fully responsible for marketing and views of the video. He should also follow the trends because he is the one who chooses outfits and makeup styles. He should also follow the trends on YouTube and viral videos that attract the attention of the viewers. Our project is a short movie produced by a team of 5 people. It will be available on YouTube, and for this reason the owner of the product is the YouTuber. In our case, he is not a member of the team. The duration of the project will be of 2 weeks, and the budget available is about €20,000. The short duration of the production will require to work also during the weekend, and it will require also an intense concentration for each of the players of the team. In our project, we have 2 sprints. At the beginning of every sprint, the team will meet with the product owner and the Scrum Master. During their meeting will be made a product backlog. The view of the product is not definitive because changes are likely to occur. In the first sprint, it will be produced the first scene of the movie and we prepared all the material and equipment needed for the entire project. In the second sprint, we will produce the second scene. Of course, every day the team will meet to discuss their work to do. The product backlog will be produced in the first meeting before the beginning of the first sprint. This file will include the things that the product owner wants. It doesn't need to be perfect because it is possible to change it at the end of the sprint, at the beginning of the second sprint. The owner needs to specify and prioritize the requirements. The team will then estimate the time and the effort required for each requirement and also how is going to do their job. After the meeting, the product owner will not communicate with the team and we only see the final product of the sprint and from that he will or won't change the requirements. Next, the team will divide the work into tasks and will assign each task for a specific team member. The team will also define how much time will require every task. This is very important for general organization of the sprint. The risk is to arrive at the end of the sprint with still work to do and so with a product not good enough to be shown to the product owner. The sprint backlog will keep track of all the work done by the team players and the start of the tasks. This is done to be sure that all the players of the team are reaching their goal. It is also good to correct the time schedule of the day in case some players is underperforming. Meeting the owner is really important for the team that will receive a feedback about the work done. The product owner will also realize how the product is growing and he can also decide if he's not satisfied to cancel it. So the fail of the project will be faster compared to an environment without sprints because it could happen that the owner will realize of all the waste resources on at the end of the project. One of the main interaction between the team and the product owner is the creation of the modification of the product backlog with all the desired features of the product and the prioritization of them. As we mentioned before, the main task of the Scrum Master is protecting the Scrum process and preventing distractions. Scrum Master, like a bridge between teammates, facilitates the coordination and efficient work environment. All the problems and distortion between team members are solved during the meeting. Because of this, it is crucial in the Scrum process. The meeting is made of every start of the sprint. All the team players of this project will meet every day in the sprint of the daily Scrum, which is a 15-minute time-boxed event for the team players to synchronize activities and create a plan for the next 24 hours. At it, all team players will plan the tasks for the next 24 hours. This will optimize team collaboration and performance by inspecting the work of the last daily Scrum and forecasting upcoming sprint work. The daily Scrum will be held at the same time and place each day to reduce complexity. The Scrum Master ensures that the development team will have the meeting. Even so, the development team is responsible for conducting the daily Scrum. The Scrum Master teaches the development team to keep the daily Scrum within the 15-minute time box. The daily Scrum meeting is not used as a problem-solving or issue-resolving meeting. Issues that are raised are taken offline and usually dealt with by a relevant subgroup immediately after the meeting. During the daily Scrum, each team member answered the following 3 questions. What did you do yesterday? What will you do today? And are there any impediments in our way? By focusing on what each person accomplished yesterday and will accomplish today, the team gains an excellent understanding of what work has been done and what work remains. The daily Scrum meeting is not a status update meeting in which a boss is collecting information about who is behind schedule. Rather, it is a meeting in which teams members make commitment to each other. Any impediments that are raised in the Scrum meeting become the Scrum Master's responsibility to resolve as quickly as possible. It still takes responsibility for making sure someone on the team does quickly resolve the issue. And finally, we have the burn down chart. The burn down chart is a representation of how the people in the project are working in terms of hours. In our case, the orange line is not following the blue one, they organized in advance. So for the next days of the sprint, we have to correct it, the gray line, by working more in a more effective way. If we keep the same mean of hours for remaining days, we will end up in the yellow line. This result is negative because it means that we will not finish in time.